Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to do some experiments with a resin thickener. This stuff I actually got when I got the resin that I used for the oceanic resin pours. So it was a gift too, and this is an actual resin thickener. So you can use it to like thicken up the resin, to use it as a glue, or just to thicken up the resin for resin pours. So I want to like basically do 3 pours. One without any of the thickener, one where it has like roughly the consistency that I get when I have like a 1:1 ratio, like faster curing resin, like compared to the ones I usually use for these kind of like effects where I want to suspend glitters or pigments in better. And then one where I load it not quite to the maximum volume to weight that you can use this powder for, but a decent bit thicker to see like how it changes the resin, how it behaves if it cures properly, and if you actually can get like proper layers. So I'm actually using the resin here that I got gifted. This resin is fairly old, but yeah, it should hopefully work. Also, the stuff I'm using is called a Thixotropic agent, TM100. I'm not sure if that's like just the brand name or if it's actually like the proper name of the thickening agent. But yeah, it's basically a very fluffy powder. It almost reminds me of the powder that's in like baby diapers and things like that. That's like really like absorbent. Though since this is resin, I don't think it's absorbing the material really as much. But yeah, what I'm doing, it looks like there's a lot of air bubbles here, but there's not really that many. I actually let it sit and let them rise to the top. I guess the powder, because it's a bit chunky, actually looks like air bubbles. It definitely makes it milky. But I'm basically mixing it until it has like the same consistency about as my like quicker curing resin, and this resin cures in 48 hours, by the way. So this is a very decently slow curing resin. And then I'm just altering my pours. So I chose like, I wanted to do 3 spheres, but I only have 2 sphere molds, so I chose a cloud for the first one. I knew the cloud would fail anyways, or like the pigment would sink, but that's totally fine. But yeah, I'm basically altering the coloring and hoping for like a nice effect on the sides. Some of the colors, like the black, is very potent, so I hope it works and you can see things on the side like swirling a little bit, but I'm not too confident, because yeah, I added a bit too much pigment there. And yeah, the resin flash cured. This was something I couldn't foresee at all. And it has nothing to do with the amount I poured. This resin is a thick pour or deep pour epoxy resin. And last time when I did the oceanic resin pours, it was totally fine. It did cure like half a day quicker than it originally should. But yeah, these just were cured. This was actually like 2 hours after I poured. And yeah, you can see like it bubbled up a bit, especially on the ones with more on the thickening agent. I think they may have some like minor bubbles left or trapped, and then the heat made them just larger and rise to the top. I think it looks really cool, and it's a cool effect, but yeah, that doesn't really give us any valid results, since flash curing resin gets hot and boiling and it moves around a lot. So you can see like the one on the left is the one where I put basically the amount that it makes it like my normal resin, and the pigments are definitely more suspended, and so is the glitter. But yeah, it doesn't really make any difference to the one where I really thickened it up as much. And yeah, also the spots on the bottom are normal. That's just the first color I poured, so you know, it's not that anything sunk there. The only thing that really sunk is like for the cloud, the glitter. But yeah, that means I have to redo this experiment. Also, this has nothing to do with me like mixing the resin wrong or something. This resin is super old, like at least 5 or more years old. Probably even older, considering how disintegrated the plastic of the packaging is. Like it actually has holes on some of the corners where the resin sat for a long time and like ate through the plastic. So I think what happened here, since the last one already cured faster too, is the resin is just super old and like the ratios don't add up anymore like they should. And then, you know, last time I poured a bit of a thinner wall one and it was fine. This time it just instantly flash cured, which is totally fine. It happens with old resin, especially like older formula resin, I noticed. But you can also tell it's different from like the flash curing that you get in a lot of like resin pours where you pour too much and things like that, because there was no discoloration, no cracks, no deformation. Again, just the bubbles rising because the resin, when it flash cures, gets so hot it gets really liquid. But nothing else. So this was like the weirdest kind of flash cure. Like, it wasn't like when you normally have like a flash cure with resin issues. But yeah, I think I'm gonna make something out of these spheres because they actually look really cool and I already have an idea maybe for the future. But let's get back to something else. This resin cures in about 3 days. 3 to 4 days, so it's a bit slower curing, but it has about the same like liquid stage, I should say, that the other one I wanted to use have. So I'm doing basically the same thing, just that I'm mixing less opaque colors in the hopes that the effect will be more visible. So again, the cloud I have least amount of hopes for, but I'm gonna like work on them to like make them into nice objects in the end. So even if the glitter sings and it doesn't have cool color effect, it shall be fine. And for the next one, again, I'm going for like the consistency that the other resin I'm using normally has. And you can see it really turns the colors milky. Like, not as bad as when I used the like casting powder, but definitely decently enough. And I did this one for the other one too, I just cut it out. I thought I'd show you guys here because I actually had like a wider camera angle. I think the other one, like I got a bit too close there, but yeah, you can see I'm letting the bubbles rise and you can actually see them popping, especially like on the red. And then I'm just using a lighter, popping them and then waiting again. This one has a working time of like 10 something hours, so I actually let it sit for a good hour or two, just constantly popping the bubbles until I have the feeling that they weren't really there anymore. And then I'm pouring them. It still, again, looks like there's bubbles, but that's just the tiny clumps of the powder. And yeah, for all of these, just again altering them and hoping for a nice galaxy effect, I guess, with this one. This one should be the closest to like my resin that cures in like 8 to 12 hours. Like from the consistency, and then again I'm loading it up. So this Thixotropic agent, it has like on the packaging a volume per weight ratio of the powder you can use, and this powder is super light, so it's quite a lot. Like you can like really get it to like a thick pasty consistency to use like the resin as a glue. Although for that I would definitely recommend like a quicker curing resin than one that takes like 3 to 4 days to cure. But yeah, the same thing, and for this one, I tried to get all the bubbles out. Again, I waited like ages, but I think it's just so thick that, yeah, you can see there's micro bubbles, so I'm trying to like pour it extra high to have like a very thin stream to hopefully pop some of the bubbles before they reach the mold. But yeah, we shall see how this turns out. This one I'm actually really excited about because I hope that we get the layers we poured. But yeah, this one needs a couple of days to cure, so I'll see you on the other side of that, which will be only a couple seconds for you guys, but definitely a long wait for me. And after a couple days, here we are. So yeah, as predicted, the cloud has the same issue that actually the other one had. The glitter completely sank. With the other one, since it flash cured, like some of the pigment powder still stayed suspended. With this one, not at all. But yeah, I mean, the glitter sank, that was like our control. Now to the one that actually has the agent in, the thickening agent into the consistency that I usually use. And I'm really hoping for like a galaxy-esque effect. And oh my goodness, yes, we absolutely got it. Like it mixed a little bit, which makes this beautiful cloudy effect. And it's definitely having some milkiness. But yeah, compared to like the others I poured, like you can tell the quick set one, it really doesn't show the proper effect, but the one that has like the working resin actually looks really, really good. Of course, again, it's milkier, but like it has the same kind of effect that I expect from my faster curing resin with more thickness. And the last one actually also did perfectly what I hoped it would. And it has all these layers. I think this is really good for pastel colors. And since it's more like of a milky tone, like anything else we tried before, like any of the plasters and things like that, they had a bit more of a like vibrant color change. Like the casting medium just like completely turned it like gray. And like a starch just turned it really white. But this stuff, it's more milky. It has more of a soft look, but it still definitely does alter the colors a decent bit. So keep that in mind. But yeah, it seems to work great. I'm wondering if there's any agents that are like keeping the resin decently clear. Like that would be interesting. But yeah, overall it did what it's supposed to do, and it definitely is a nice add-on to like, you know, make very liquid resins hold pigments and things like that better without them sinking. And you know, depending on what kind of color change you want, maybe you actually like the one where I put the casting powder in that had like this more like earthy look. I actually really like the effect. I think used in the right way or with like the right colors, like I chose like yellows and brown tones and things like that, like more earthy tones, I think it looks really pretty actually. And this one is more for like when you want kind of the actual colors a little bit. It slightly took away from the mica powder sheen, but not too much. Like you can definitely tell on like part of the mica powder parts. It still has the sheen, but it's definitely a bit more mattish or like foggy looking. But I honestly really love this galaxy type of effect. So, you know, I made like a while back my like most watched video on the channel, the galaxy spheres. And these definitely like, they use a bit of a thicker resin, but you know, I think when you have a liquid resin, you can get this thickening agent and actually make them too. They will just not have the like dark colors. But yeah, I think this will work really well. I am going to like pretty them up and use them for the projects. I just wanted to leave them bare bones to like really show the effects. But yeah, I'm gonna turn them into something, especially the ones with the bubbly effect on top. I think I have a good idea for those. And I'm gonna start working on that, and hopefully in like a couple weeks you shall see the results of what I made with all of these. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little experiment, and I hope that you guys learned something from it, or, you know, found a new like kind of thickening agent for your resin or new inspiration. And as always, I hope you have a great day. See you in the next video. Bye bye!